Page 3. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O Supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the one gone to thusness I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and who also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms atoms in all aspects. With supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp. An illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble. A dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Page 15. The Heart of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Bhagawan was dwelling on massive Vulture's Mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagawan was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound perfection. Also, at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara. How should the son of the lineage train, who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra. Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are emptiness, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly, completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as the truth since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhisoha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom, just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadvatiputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. Page 25. Usashi Jukshen Metok Chamri Rabling Chi Nide Gen Pati Sangye Shing Du Nite Ulwa Yi Nandat Shing La Chupasho Jetsun Lama Dhamma Kenam Kicha Kukala Kyense Jin Jigne Jita Sampe Duche Cinema Lasa Yechuki Shabababdu So Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. Page 27.
Sanje Jeda Saji Chanala Chanja Bado Dani Jas Tage Chijin Jive Sonam Ji Dola Pinji Sanje Duvarash Sanje Jeda Saji Chanala Chanja Bado Dani Jasam Tage Chijin Jive Sonam Ji Dola Pinji Sanje Duvarash Sanje Jeda Saji Chanala Chanjo Badu Dani Jasam Dāgē chūjīn jībē sōnām jī dōlā pīñjī sāñjī dōpar gāngā dōdē nyōsōbē dāgā dōshē bāma yī dāmē shīnē dōnsēbē gōdām dēlā chācēl dōnyē nyēchē sōndē chōbē lā chēchē sīndē kāñjē dēndē gōyō chānabē mā dēndē chōsōl sōgā dōsō yōndē lōndō shō bāndēn sāwē lā mā rā mō chē dāgē nyīngar bē mē dē shō gādē chēmē gōnyē chē sōndē gō sōndō chē ngō tō tē dē sōs So
we'll do the motivation meditation. So now rejoice.
That breathing exercise. 다 breathing meditation 로 대화 욱 당가적 숨숨저 숨저냐 참샤. 양아체고 숨저야 참샤.
So now do the breathing exercise. So do first 3 sets of 3 breathing, then just be aware of your mind, then 3 sets of 5 breathing, and be aware of any
breathing meditation.
Dun so.
숨저고 숨저가.
Any dun so.
Okay,
so just do 3 sets of 3 and then 3 sets of 5 breathing meditation.
아야. 다. 아디는 저 각바단 두바. 각바단 두바 셰레스라. 저도.
So today we're talking about negation and affirmation. It's page 179.
다디 내가 전부 쇼직 차게 요레스라. 유기내로 말아서 두진. 다 뭐베내로 유기내로 된라 봐야당. 아니. 로 친지로 봐. 로 참마임바다 마임바세야로 다냐. 아, 먼저 두준다 동반이 사지. 유내로 타도 쉐고라. 뭐보다 마마 제유되네 타둑이. 타둑 될었다. 동반이 사지 세고라. 어디 두저 남샤 쉐발라. 네 각바당 두베 남샤 띵예바도 쉐고레 세상 개지 무시오레스라.
So it's very important to understand this because it leads to the understanding of the way things exist. Or this is the way things exist, but it leads to the understanding of the final way things exist. It also helps to understand what's a valid cognition and what's not. And also, if you want to meditate on emptiness, emptiness is the final nature of the way things are. So if you take any phenomenon, you dig down into it and understand it deeper and deeper, the final understanding is the emptiness of it. But as a basis for understanding that, you have to have this understanding of affirmation, negation and affirmation.
당월에 빼다오지 레라오지 두바단 가바사디 셰비나. 두발라야 되는 저 메도세 파와세 강바라도저 틱도저 두발에 저저 상황 무슨 저 엉고 카두 셰도고도 셰니에들 엉봉 무슨 시기도 하고 배 메도다 강바다 파와다 탭다도저 무슨 셰도고도 아델라 두바스 왔다 두바.
Okay. So this affirmation, drip more literally means to establish, is examples of this. If we give examples, it's easier. These are things like a cup, a flower, a pen, and so forth. Because through that, we can directly understand the object. When we hear pen, we directly understand pen, and so forth. So it directly establishes its object. So that's why it's said to be an affirmation.
다 각발라디 아니 심나게 독배 거는 차고 여러분 배나 먼저 빌레하우르샤나 미지 여러데 모다 배나라 강바데나라 모다 민둑스 라위 있는 거 하고나 담은 먼저 삼로 가르코거더라 강바데나라 모다 민두 삼다운데 담은 먼저 심나라 가르샤거다 담은 모다지 나와샤고다 모다지 샤제 다디 강바데나라 요메지 아다 모다데나라 강바미두세 강바데파 강바데나라 모다 매 민두스 라위네 담보 모다 나와샤 아니르 티파 제제 아니 모다 매버데 주시고거다 디다 삼로 똑배나라 샤고다 디다 각바데 똑배게 시고 요레스라.
So when we look at a negation, conversely, this is a conceptual thing. So for example, if you take the statement, there's no car in the room or in the house, how do we understand that? Well, first the thought, the conceptualization of car appears to us. So first car appears to us. And then when you then go, is there this object in or out of the house? Then you go, no, it's not. There's nothing in the house. But first you kind of have this appearance of car, and then through that you understand or you establish the absence of car.
양 벨라 카셰든 데샤라 베다 월마 토용고라 미작와지요나로 미작와지요나 미디 작와레샤 이나고 이메고나 칼라사고 말레스로 니마고나 칼라사고 말데 이나 작와레라나 다디 체나 칼라사와 딩어저 하쿠다로 케말라비나 아다 니마 칼라마스나 체나다 칼라사게 요레 하쿠다 어디레 가발라데.
For example, if you take an example of a fat man, and then you go and you say, well, he doesn't eat at night. This implicitly establishes. So this is for a negation. This, of course, it negates the fact that he doesn't eat during the day, but it also implicitly establishes that he eats at night, because being fat, he must eat, right? So if he's not eating during the day, then he's eating at night. So the fat man not eating during the day establishes that he eats at night.
Oda de tangbo gagwa tang druba sa de rob trawa shena an jela ma tsinyi di la yundi sewa cha lo ra.
So this is just to give a rough understanding of what a negation and what an affirmation is. Later we'll come to the definitions and we'll go through those.
Tabe jen tsinyi di ma do na ane yago yore ro gagwa tsinyi da druba tsinyi ga la ma do shana ane khode ta thangi nge rob tji shera. Okay,
so if we go through the definition, then this will help to clear things up. So I'll give you a brief, rough explanation first, and then we'll go deeper into the meaning.
Mus chene tok gwe chu gagwe tsi bena ta kangbadina la ya moda yo mares lavina ngela pele lo wa kangbadina la moda yo mares lavindi an ta mong zo thangin khen shevna shi thangbo kangbadina moda yo me thangbo moda chisemna la shargo da lo la ya shar ani singo kangbadina moda je o da kangba kana moda mindu ani pa gaja kharche go sna moda fa je ani kangbadina la moda mewa de shigo da zu. So
when we, this is midway through page 180, first in defining negation and affirmation. Negation is a phenomena that must be cognized by the mind that directly comprehends it, directly precluding its negation, the object of negation. So what's meant by this? Well, if we say there's no car in the room, well, as we said, first you establish this appearance of car, and then you cut that, you eradicate that existing within the room. So this is how it establishes this absence of car in the room.
Ani semna la thangbo mi sharje ani khangba dina la che da khangba dina mi mindus je semdi gi ti kaja mi de pha lo la sharjo gi mi de pha je da din mi mindu khangba tongba dina mi mindus samna da de da le sia di legdo.
So like the same, if you say a house without people in it, or it says here a house without humans, what happens first is that you establish this idea of humans, or this appearance of humans arises, and then you eradicate that, like you understand the absence of that within the house. So you cut that within this house, and that's how you understand that, okay, there's no people in the house. That's how the understanding comes about.
Di nedan di kejmo chago da dinala sinshikaje shado de rango stobe le ranji kajango sin togo be chede kabwengo kabwa sewa shinse da du tsik do da kabwa sna de sewa sna de shinse sin thanda ji bare ro
gonda di
thanda kabwa sna re sewa se du dangi ge mi mebe khangba slavinde mid passe ni ani mi mebe khangba do zonga shinse la de shin khar se sna mid passe du khangba tongba de na mi yoba de se yunde mi mebe logjo di mi yoba derwa mi yoba le logjo mi yoba di shembarwa ti passe yunde mi mebe khangba de chu yungu da ode je de thanda da chik de mi da ji thanda de kakba da sewa da shinse se da zo thanda chi bare esro.
So therefore this negation and exclusion of others are equivalent. Because what you're doing is, when you say there's, for example, no people in the house, you're negating or you're excluding this people within this house, right? You're negating, you're cutting, or you're excluding the existence of people within this house. So these meanings are equivalent.
Tadila yawashande pumba meva kawa meva la do tabesan kawa meva sa de samdana ta pumba meva sa de pumba sa de samno chanza to kawa la na kawa meva la na
pumba mayimba
pumba meba pumba meba kawa meva ba kawa mayimba pumba meba mi mebe khangba do jigbare da kawa mayimba the Mayimba Malap Tambo Meva the Lapshana Yagado, Tongola de Meva, Pumba Meva, Kawa Meva, Moda Meva, Slapshana. Then they Penandadi Joe and the Miji, oh, Kambadina la Moda Yomare, moda mebe khangba lawindu daji jogora dadi jesu ne ngazo semna la tokpa shagarwa dini ni de rodan jigbore de jin tan dadi ge dage o dina la moda yo mare miji ge o khangba dina moda dugela na o moda mindu khangba tongbare shalde dadi ge khar jogos na khangba dina la moda mebe joyong gora ne tokpa de ge ne khangba dina la moda mebe shebala thangbo moda se aji lole ya sharje dina la mebe di hakogu yorwa odi shegi yorta di shegi worte.
Okay. So it says here, it goes on to talk about the exclusion of others. For example, not a vase, not a pillar, and a house without humans. So that's not, it's a little bit tricky in Tibetan because there's Mayinba and Mepa. So literally, Mepa means the absence of, right? Whereas Mayinba means not something, right? So if you say Bomba, not a vase, that means literally not a vase. Or the other in Tibetan is absence of vase would be the closest you can translate it in English. But, for example, if you say the absence of car within the house, I mean, it's a literal translation, right? The absence of car within the house comes to understand that this car does not exist within that parameters of that house. So that's how first you understand car, and then you understand the absence of that within the house.
Le 가정을 제네 독주 양slabda lola number chawarna ani 가자 제외 number 제인데 cha월 제에스다 베나 품바 메와스 품메지 제와나 가자 품바 로유디 샤네슬라다 티 메자맘 티 케크베 코네 닝에고 시노 슬labda데.
Okay. So I'll go on. If it means the comprehension of an object were to appear to a cognition owing to the cognition directly precluding its negation, then the negation would appear as an aspect that is precluded. For example, the statement not a vase. Okay, he's translated, when I said absence of vase, he said there is no vase. So that's the equivalent term. Must be ascertained by means of the negendum. Okay, negendum, the vase, appearing as an object of cognition. And that negenda merely existing, or it's being refuted.
So that lola jagore, so the lola. Thing around the Handarara was my termination. So some of them around the Toyanala, Pijamangchigore. Miji, oh, Povenala Chadugas, Chamindux Laura, Tinega, some of Hartangadas and Tambo, Charge Simnala Shaje, oh, the Povenala Chamindus, Hakuda. Tagarare, the Tajik Ticked and the Chuzik storage to Chikapura Charmage, Maranzo, Nimaniman, the Samotanda, Be Mango, Yorda.
So this is how we think in our daily life. It comes up all the time. So if you, for example, you ask somebody, is there tea in the cup? The person says, there's no tea in the cup. Well, first, the way you understand it is through establishing tea, right? And then recognizing the absence of that within the cup. So this, you first you establish it, then you eradicate the existence of it in that space. So this is how things occur a lot in our daily life.
Tadi mega sirwa, tadi mega gishigurana. Didi mama things to do, ne? Temba matuba like do, ne? Kansang da meva like. Chazan tambo kansang da sa the karerwa. Kansang da karle. The lola yasha. Tadi mindux paka de, ne? Kansang damage gora. Tambo kansang da chazan to jung on the gomja do. Kaja gomja kansang sa the karedo some dangoyora. Say da kanla. Do made in your Benangas, Benangaranza, do something else, Pombodos, or one junior, Pumbo Nanlefa, Kagados, Pumbola, do made in your watch. Mas, Pumbula, one junior, Pombos, some shall go around the malady. That day, yet Lola de Sharna, Beaware, the Shar Severson, and that did do get Zena, that the Yomar, that day, when it's in a Yomar, that day, Meva Terran, Kazang damage Hagur, that did and the Gawadi, Kazan Dameda, Tombani Gala, that Rodan Tarare, Rigbado, Rodandi. This chamber in Annie, 돈이도 고미하다 데려가라 삼노다에 배 편도도 와다.
So also when you're doing meditation emptiness, this comes up a lot, right? So when we talk about, he calls it non-implicative negation in the book. More common, I think, the translation of non-affirming negation is used. You may have heard that term, but so this, when we talk about selflessness, tagme, so literally the absence of self, selflessness. What you do first is you establish this. What is this appearance of self? So what is the self that appears to us? So then you kind of analyze and you understand there's this appearance of the self that is somewhat separate from the aggregates, kind of and then if you can get this appearance to your mind, that's good, because that means you understand this, what this concept of self is. And then when you understand that this self doesn't exist, that's how you come to understand selflessness. So, and emptiness works in a similar fashion.
자잔 디 삼노다네 알아서 초 메제나라 편도배 첨부여래. 알아서 지미지기 컨트롤하고질라 네 상상라 셈나라 마지버라고도 동해로 마주민도 미팅알라 컨트롤란서 미팅알 책도자데 라서 근데 튕기더라. ngala labs yake ngaji yorwaya ngaji ta ngadi kandesh tingoresna ani phungbola demege rawaji ran phungbo wan junyi ji ngaji la labs tingore ta di yomar ngone sina ta medin joji jinde 당에디 진의 갈치가 등에 춘이 menjoji la labs deja ani 당기 타고데 상어바 식로 제산디 디용 알아서 초에나라 펜도베션 근데 상담도나로
So in our daily life also this kind of thing comes up. If we get, for example, if we're angry or unhappy, we'll take anger for example. If we're angry with somebody and we remember, like we constantly think about what they did or what happened to make us angry. And this is all based on this perception of I, right? This perception of self, this self that is somewhat separate from the aggregates, it's a controller of the aggregates and so forth. So this is the basis, the perception of this, or the whole grasping of this, is the basis for arising this anger. So when you realize this doesn't exist, this appearance of this I, or this I doesn't exist, then you think, well, why am I holding on to it? Like if it doesn't exist, and then if you're able to let go of it, then that's when you start to understand a little bit selflessness.
디유 도와지데 고베 난도와지 롱롱 탁부러지 아스데 여러와다 데신이 데데 네 가져 타고이나 안데 스트레스 다 anxiety 다 depression도 소용 거라 다데 당이 가상 다 삼당제 가 나와 샤는데 칸라 때메기 다지도 데 로르 샤타라다 샤데 당아란 상몰 샤거르데 지우 샤거르 샤데 당기 데 모다메베 강발라데 삼나 딜라타는 디고 강바지는 모다 여마르스 당고 모다지 심나라샤 아니 디 강바드는 제인디 아니 미둑스디 아니 강바드는 모다메베 타저고다 데나시 당기 나샤된 조디 로레야 샤샤된 조디 아니 제니 샤된 조디 제니 다 거도 제나 여마르다 디 머니베 디거라 아니 가상 다메레 다 제가 가지 디 메딘 조지야 진제 나디 미디 랍소 나 야부 거요 나 보스 치기 나 찍찍 밀어 칸도 치기 나 밀어 찍 양 야부 치기 독자 치기 상마디 소녀디 다 요마래 원해잖아 메딘 조지 진제 니 델라 탁보스지 데데거라
So we tend to hold very strongly onto this, we grasp very strongly onto this, and because of that, because people grasp so strongly onto the self, then that becomes the basis for the stress, anxiety, depression, all of these things that we experience. But it's natural for it to, or like, it's good maybe when it appears to us, because that's how we understand it. Like if you take the example of, if you say, well, there's no car in the house. Well, first you need to have this appearance of this car to be able to recognize that it doesn't exist in the house. So in the same way, we have to have this clear understanding of what this self that doesn't exist is, right? This I that we think is the boss, this is somehow this controlling entity of these aggregates. This is what doesn't exist, but we have to have a clear perception of that first.
제가 딥 매든 요지 진디도 이 정말 희로워라. 다 천자 시비를 내 전에 매든 요지 야 진제 대자 텐데거라. 다 오늘도 간주지열라나. 오늘 나데다 풍보단 되어야 되죠라. 풍보 주어도 나 주어도 거래. 나 강반나도 나 나시기도 나 저거도 나 저거도 버잖아 나 저거도 시기도 나 삼발로 동에 나 삼바 주면 나 삼바 주에 나 주어도 라거든. 제가 나 오늘도 되어야 되죠 여러분이 되면 되죠 맞다 간다.
So, you know, it's through holding on very strongly to this somehow this independent or this separate I that causes us a lot of anxiety and problems. So if we're able to let go of that and then we look at, well, how does this self actually exist, you know? Well, it's interconnected with the aggregates, you know, like you can say, I'm going, I'm coming, I'm walking, I'm hungry, I'm happy, I'm unhappy. All the things are valid to say, but this I exists, but it exists in conjunction or connected with the aggregates.
제가 니저 다 편도 처음은 편도 전부래도 이제 각박이 내가 전부래 다디 간도 다 제일마 딩서서는 아니 동반이 가는 삼단적으로 다 당봉에라 딜라 삼단에 페나 야 맞아 락바 당보 락바도 들어와 락바도 미다월 삼단다 나스데 나스데 계산게 가 다른 슈베 가다 단대가니 먼저 직받다기도 알아 직받아고 있으면 샤르기도 나 따고 좀 봐라 나 따고 좀 봐. 다디 디파 매우 소마도 나나 아니 나 다음에 검토고 말해 나 동반이에 동고 말해 저 다음에 검토고 말하다 그 가족 롭존 제베이나 조사요 말이야 조사균에 요 말다 가자 다라네 제가 나디 당부 대조 상담단에 야고여라 계산기 나다 디링기 가서 직바인다며 상담하는 먼저 셈나나 직바라고도 증거도 당지지 아 근데 직바래 산이 돈이데 직바래 되네마 상마 직바라고지 그저 딜스스가 이지로 이제 주진 되기도 되디 nga takwa zima tangziro wa ta di sim nangla sharga yore ta di mindu ta wana ngane di nga da khanda yosine keji ki yoto nye je yorla di nga midagwa to bala nga takwa ke gora ta cheza nga midagwa di dingi di chayang gore mega do mainga do jik chaga yor ta di kagwa jik chaga yor midagwa sla vendi takwa pa ke gwe midagwa sha gora.
So, you know, in our daily life, right? We need to understand these things to have a deeper, better understanding of emptiness. So even when we're looking on the level of gross impermanence, right? We say that, you know, we hold on to me, this I being the same person that I was yesterday or this morning, and so forth. So, you know, if we can't understand this, or we can't meditate on this, or clearly see this, then we can't cut this kind of strong sense of grasping. So, you know, if we have this self-grasping that the I am yesterday and today and tomorrow are the same entity, then this creates problems. But if we can start to understand that actually this self or this I is changing moment by moment, then we can cut this grasping at, you know, this kind of permanence of the self. And that's said to be Mayanga, bro. Mayanga is a affirming negation, or what does he say? Implicative negation.
Oh, this is it. Andagaja talkbagi. This is how nga sometimes sanji nga di midawa sometimes tumadwa de nga takwa mares nga juwa enjoy the pakaje ta nga juwa menjoy na wa sha de pakaje ta nga juwa du du simnala chu le gu do yang logi gaje je gu do de
Logi gaje
takwa je ora
okay. So when we have this concept of permanence, right? Through this understanding that in fact the self is that things are momentarily changing, that I am momentarily changing, that's a negation, because through that understanding we negate this belief or this perception of permanence in the self.
다들 곰 잡나 뒤중 곰대대 잡나 배우고요. 곰다 뒤저는 저는 곰 망보 잡고요. 곰 대간라 대 자베이나 ngone게 ngone게 다 가서 오래 동에게 짜와라 버지래도 그런데 셈나 마기버서니 짜와 어디래 다 뒤중한데 동해 소녀의 칠러라고 요래 튕겨라 미신다게 말라 동해서도 아니 그러다 딘데리샤 밀 칠로 jan 동해서 동해서야 돼 당기 당하라래 다 당아데 따과진이데 당아다도 저진이 마원 주어보다 랑지버진 진지다 도저래 도저 동해 짜와 도저래도 하다라
So, if we can actually meditate on this, like everybody here likes to meditate, but if you can really meditate on this and understand it, then it starts to deal with the root of our suffering, right? Because we have this tendency to think that our suffering comes from some external sources or external things cause our suffering, but in reality, it's our self-grasping attitude that is the source of all our suffering.
Oh, that is it. That is it. Dubetsini, Gavetsini, the Dubeche, Dangela, Dela Pejakuramashi, and Dubetsini, the Lado. Rangwas to Belle, Rangi Gajangus, Jene, Tobachawa, Maimbe Chulagdo, Takaja Yomare, Kawasero, Tangilas and Soup, Sheja, Meadow, Tapes, Lavina, Kajak, Hejagomare, Kadungazo, that Mixidi, Kadupe, Shenduda, Tonduda. What did it? Dilata, Dubas, Laviota.
So when we talk on affirmation, or it's a positive phenomena, it's a phenomena that is not comprehended by the mind that directly comprehends it, directly precluding its negation. So for example, it's like when an eye conscious perceives a pot or a pillar or a car or something like that, it doesn't do it through any precluding anything else. It just perceives it directly.
다 누가들 내려오도와 신내려오도와 다 각각이 신이되지 다 예월라 각각 예원이 요래로 지나 예원이 지라도 각각 예월라셔 각각라서 얘는 메가다 마인가 니 요래라도 다나 알아 어디
So this affirmation or positive phenomena is pretty easy to understand. It's pretty straightforward. So then going back and looking at this negation, then there's two types of negation, implicative negation and non-implicative negation.
Question? What question?
Just about the affirmation. It says here in the book that a phenomena that is a phenomena that is not comprehended by the mind that directly comprehends it. So it's not like I directly see book. It directly precludes its mechanism. For example, there is no vase. So a vase is apprehended, but it's only apprehended because we're saying there's no vase. And like we said before, we think of vase first and then we think no vase. But vase is affirmed by saying we affirm the awareness of vase by saying no vase.
You give me a question or you're making clear?
What was said before is that affirmation is something that we directly see, but the book says it's not.
Okay, so
I
did send you the
yeah,
kind of the yeah, I'm trying to find the Tibetan a phenomena that is not comprehended mind that directly comprehends it. So the tambo the cho the
가정원스진
cho the gakpa no su
젠네 도죠. 가정원스 젠 도죠. 그래. 랑원스 도 벨레 란지 가정원스 젠네 도고 차와서.
랑 노스 톡벨로
가정원스 젠네 도고 차와. 다라리.
I think this is the Tibetan sounds quite different. I have to find it.
다라리 가정원스라. 랑원스도 벨레 베나 강바데나 모다요 말레스도 인데 텐델로디기 아니 모다요 딩고스 받제로다.
유는데 컴바메 디
강바메나 모다메와 딩고스 도고르로디.
So the drupa.
가봉고스 도벨로로.
But the drupa gets in.
두발라디가 제버 ngo스 제네 도바차와 많이 발라거다.
Yeah, then the kanjena marangi tevadire bomba togna teni bomba mayamba changmala teni duni bomba tog, right? But so
디고 말해.
so then the you know they say the
Mayimba.
Cho the matokpe lo dini di sapo kogimanduro.
Dire ka duwe la gora.
Toba gets in you.
Rangos to belo ranji ga jangos chene tokwa chawa mayimba la re. Pena medo to yindi gaja ke ngos chen tok mare gora. Ngos chen tok mare gaja che go he yo margo. Gora kadu sheng do duwe ju gora. 당연히 가서 제직 시험 봐 유도를 지금 두제 제직선에 최탐제 콜로 원시들라 난기도 똑발라 난도고요 뭐 원시들라 난기도 정말 디나윤디 가정에서 제고 말해 배나 대상단에 메도스 미기 통화당 메도 미다고라나 메도 아 강배는 메도 매버스 라위나 와 강배전은 메도 매버라위나 메도 매버라위나 미시기 메도 매버데 가도 신도 말한다로
okay.
Kola yan tokwa la samdang ora de kaja je de la kaja ngos je de la tokwe me shi wanshi ki kaja ngos je go yo mar da kanda der.
So the thing here is saying it's a phenomenon that is not comprehended by the mind that directly comprehends it, because essentially in order to be a negation it has to be a conceptual understanding, right? Like an eye consciousness can't negate the existence of a flower or the existence of a car in this room, right? And eye consciousness doesn't do that. So that's essentially what it's. So yeah, I mean, eye consciousness can establish something, right? But it can't negate something. So this it has to be a conceptual mind that does the negation.
Ti danda 가정을 제 봤어야 돼. 다들 단단 알아서 수수 지옥이 롤샤고 열다 디로.
So this is for the appearance to an ordinary being. So a phenomenon that is not comprehended by the mind that directly comprehends it.
가정을 전에 또 말해서 다나리. 건조 가르고 그래.
Did Sydney this Sabo Kogimunduro?
Ale.
Kainzena Chodi Matokbe Dig Hokum.
Tiran dire, bena Duvetini Shandi Rangos to Belo Ranji Gajangos, Jene Tokwachawa, Maimba la vide. She's Poba the Toyo and the Gaja de Jixandat in the Depo Mare, Demo Mare, Chegumare, Cora Keke in the Gajat in the Kecheway Omare. The poverty na the Kambadi na modern Hindu live in the Modayo the Pajego.
Okay. All right, so you got to read it in this kind of way. Maybe it needs another comma. So I'll try and read it in a way that makes sense. A phenomena that is not comprehended by a mind that directly comprehends it via directly precluding its negation would probably make it clearer, right? Because essentially what it's saying is that it's not understood through negating anything else, right? Like when you establish something, or in this case affirm something, the words they use, you don't do it through this kind of establishment is not done through the negating of anything else, right? That's essentially what the definition's saying here. So the mind that is not comprehended by the mind that directly comprehends it, directly precluding its negating. Yeah.
The paragraph before that, like on page 180, it's got affirmation as a positive concept. Paragraph before that sort of explains. It's saying, like the example, there is no vase. Well, if somebody said to us there is no vase, we wouldn't even think vase until somebody said there is no vase. So immediately we think vase.
Right. Yes.
Which affirms vase.
Oh, so when we say there is no vase, we immediately think vase, which affirms vase. So the Bumba Meba, not just Lamzam Bumba Samlatang. So then he Bumba Drup Kogere.
Did the Togbala, Drupgan, Simnala, Pumba the Sharo.
Yeah.
Pumba the Jera, Tangi 당기 와실라 딘데 고구면도 하셔서.
Yeah, okay.
뭐라 고구도 하셔서니.
Yeah,
no,
it doesn't establish vase. It establishes this kind of appearance of vase, right? It doesn't actually establish vase. It doesn't do anything with the sense consciousness. It establishes the appearance of vase, and then you cut that within whatever the room, right? So this kind of negation doesn't actually establish vase. Yeah, there's the appearance of something in the mind, but that's... Yeah, but without that some sort of appearance of something resembling vase, we couldn't actually conceptualize the absence of it, right?
동반이 있어야 될 당보 단다 준준나는 근데 송도 딱뱅어라 말해봐 대응음에 좀 있어요 딱뱅어에서 가자 덴버도 심라 마샤나나 동이도 두고 말이라다 내가 될 때.
So yeah, this becomes also important, like when you start to meditate on emptiness and so forth. And it says very clearly in the Bodhisattva Charyavatara that if this self didn't appear, if there wasn't some sort of appearance of self, then you couldn't realize selflessness. It's only through that appearance that you can realize selflessness.
제가 네배하고 다들 제장에서 검잡지 되게 아니 수수지 나나나나 삼로다 망부던 거요. 아니 다그라요. 다 인민지게 된가 세부 소마 나나서 요래 다디 ngo시는 되고 나나서 나나서 버군나라 빼샤 요래로 다 장가 자면실 내가 요 말다. 언정 발렛날 빼샤 요래 보면 밀레니아 요르다 밀레니아 장가 자면실 내가 요 말다. 가자 대 요르다. 빼샤 소마래.
So we all need, we all have this appearance of self, right? We should, some people think, I don't think about self, or I don't have anything to do with it, but that's not the way. Yeah, this appearance is there. It's the reality. So you have to understand it and deal with it. It's like having a bunch of money in your wallet, but if it's just sitting in your wallet, then it doesn't, and you ignore it, you don't count it out, you don't spend it essentially, then it doesn't, you can't do anything with it if it's just sitting there and you're ignoring it, right?
제가 이제 뺄라든데 샤로랑에만 빼지라. 근데 미 방고여로 방고 배가든데요. 배가든데도 별 도에나 별도 자고으로 차 등산하시 자고으로 칼라속으로 매당고라. 매당되데 도제고라 도 숨겨 안에 포 대샤그라 또 도로 숨샤 대샤그라. 방고 배가게 도디 세리
okay.
코 하고 말 세임바데 코 간다 칼라 론지 되고 콜라 세 요래로 코 칼라 론지 되고로 어디나지.
So there's this kind of analogy that's used, or the story maybe you could say, that's used of like a beggar in Tibet who has, is cooking food with this like cooking fire, right, or making tea with this fire. But the way he did it was to put a pot on 3 stones, and then the fire underneath it. And one of those 3 stones supporting the pot was gold. But of course the beggar had no idea, right? So he's begging for some small morsel of food when he has a fortune sitting right in front of him, but he doesn't know.
그래서 아주 간상게 다 가져 동반이 가서 간상 다야 나와 샤워를 공부하되. So, as long
as we're caught up in this self, right? This constantly caught up in the self, then we don't get to, spend our gold or like experience this gold, right? We're just caught up in but it's, first we need to be aware of this.
심나라 간주 지지 치서디 다 매든 조지야 진데게 요데 라트나 다 같이는 해디 진교래서네 수수수 삼바마 흘려차 그래요. 삼바 흘려차. 근데 이제 거기에나라 아직 담보로 이제 진데게도 착부차 안에 착보여나 안에 스트레스다 anxiety depression도 용거로 아니 anxious도 용거로 다디 디 민둥 상담도 이게 상마 식도 거다. 이게 상마 식도 거다.
So it's very important to do this kind of meditation in our daily life, right? Because the more we have this strong grasping, then the more stress, anxiety, and difficulties and problems we face. But if we can let go of this, this grasping, and then our mind can, have less anxiety, and then it will become truly peaceful.
And some people, negative coding je the pa meba so to gumo dosra ti kharchi gore da de gom yakshu dande de jamna shigdo changma shigdo.
Some people come and say that I can't let go of my negative thinking, this negative, I'm always holding on to these things, so what meditation should I use? And this type of meditation is the best.
Mone nuwa chambore de shinda gom khazu jawle dil nuwa chayo marda.
So, it has real power. Whatever other meditations you do, it won't have this kind of power.
Zandi nala uma shijewe nala labdoa. De da de yona mena tenzum sabayina. Ani siva shubu tangres, siva la saim jawju sasang ma shigdo gora. O de nan shi chado gora. Songdo shijewe nala uma shijewe nala.
400 verses.
Oh,
so in the 400 verses, on the middle way, it says that even having doubt as to whether so I exist or not, even having that doubt that maybe it doesn't, is like an earthquake that shakes up, the koala shakes up samsara.
Stress and anxiety sang shik charo
it shakes all your self-cherishing, your anxiety, it all kind of shakes it all up, right? So it's really powerful words.
Sona membe chödela sona membe chödela tenzom zaya samagis sonam da leji kaw meni miduzu dila tenzom sagma resrwa di yunan tenzom sona member se da sona member.
So those beings lacking in merit, who don't even have doubt to whether their I exist or not, then they can't shake this.
Tenzom seva samyi jan siva shubuni de ta tenzom sabayina. So,
to have this doubt, and, also requires a lot of merit. So if you have this doubt, then you start to shake this, then that's, it's very powerful. So if we're able to kind of relax our grasping a little bit, relax this, then, let go, but then our mind becomes very relaxed and very peaceful. So, yeah, when we talk about the difference between implicative and non-implicative negation, one provides literally pen, or you could say, to propel something or to establish it, or something like that. And the other one doesn't.
Megada mainga chawadi gaja pema begone shagre ne ngama gaja maphenye de la megada gaja phenye de la ne maingas chen lagate.
So when you talk about negations, there's that which benefit and don't benefit. I'm going to use the word benefit. Let's see if he uses anything implied, I guess. You could say implied, right? So there's one that implies, and that's said to be an implicative negation, and one that doesn't imply anything, and that's a non-implicative negation.
The best shadow. She did Nagomi, Nagomares, like the Nago member some Jeremy, Digila, de Cabo, Remombre, Silver, and the Kumido. She did the Nagomares, Lavina, Tagaran Zorta.
Yeah, so in the verse it says, it is not black. So just saying it's not black doesn't establish that it's white or blue or green or yellow or anything like that. It simply negates it being black. So it negates without implying something else.
간상 다 매스데 간상 다도 파 까자면시 대슈를 간상 요래 간상 미 첨보래 춘종래 미래 시리 시미래서 gelag면도 알아 간상 다 매서 다파 까자면 다가라면시 대줄라 개 고도야 개면도 다가라지
So here's the words indicates here. So I think we'll stick with what's in the text. So when you talk about selflessness, so it says there's selflessness of a person doesn't indicate anything else. It doesn't indicate cat or banana or car or anything else. It simply indicates selflessness, the lack of self, right? It doesn't then indicate anything other than that.
너 디월라 너 배야부지 샤도 미지기 강바디나라 랑보치 알레펜이 요래 요마레 스케지 튀운데 알레펜이 요마레 슬라비나 다디 랑보치 첨보 요래 따 요마지지 깨제 망보신다 게 요마레스 다그라 레스라도 세부다
So there's an example going down a bit. Okay, anyway, when it's here we go. Where it says there is no elephant here, top of page 182. So if somebody has doubt, is there an elephant or not? And he asks, is there an elephant? And he simply says, there is no elephant. It negates that there's an elephant, but it doesn't indicate anything else. Like it doesn't indicate a tiger or any sort of other existence of any animal or anything else. It just simply negates the existence of elephant.
어디 제가 다디 메가 세드리로 다디네 마이가라데 당에 배 당기기들 내려하고도 아미 해진 전부 니마 세면서디 아니 자버리 슬라비나 다 니마다 칼라사고 마찬나 공나다 코 칼라사고 요리사고
yeah, and then a implicative negation. It would be like the fat man who doesn't eat during the day. There's an implication that he eats at night because, it implies or indicates that he must eat at some other time since he's obviously eating because he's fat and he's not eating during the day, right? So there's a natural implication that he's eating some other time.
야 미시 개보다 말이 가르레스네 어디데 말이 라이나 아니 개버리기 뭐 하고 다라 미니나 근데 개버리래 말이래 스케지티 다디니 가로지기 뭐 하고라 이나데 타마체 디 수이메 하면 어디 게릭 말에 랍디 말이 뭐 하고
So if you know somebody's either royalty or a Brahmin and somebody says no, they're not royalty. Then you know that they must be a Brahmin. It establishes. So it's like to say, he's either royalty or a Brahmin, and he's not royalty. So what's left is he must be a Brahmin, right? It implies that, even though it doesn't directly state it.
다 피지 메가 제마인가. 다음서 제보대 샤샤나.
Okay, so maybe we'll stop here with this explanation of negation and affirmation.
Do you have a question? No question?
I think everything in the exam's clear.
You have a question? Yeah.
Okay, I may have corrected it. I did notice one.
Ole. You want some more tests?
Number 11.
What does it say?
Between same substance, same coexisting substance, and same indifferential, not different.
Oh, so it's a spelling mistake. Yeah. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Well, I'm sure you can handle that on your own. Yeah, I'm sure you're capable of dealing that without me.
How many weeks? We had 3 weeks, 2 weeks? 2 weeks? Huh? 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. This week, this 3, isn't it? Hand exam. This is paper game. You can do. There were Dunda Tangbo Shejene Sumda and the laws can the laws, the drilling chicks. So Shejenes Dunda Tangbola Shejenes Mua.
Okay. So next time we're going to do Shechen is the way phenomena are established, I think, and time. Shechen Yesum. Oh no, sorry, positing the 3 times and time.
아, 데르다. 시제네 숨당서 니 투직 남샤데 투숨적 수이듯이.
No, this is Shechen Yesum. You know, the way phenomena is established or abiding. I can't really find that chapter.
숨제 죽지라도 다 배이데 지나 배이나.
Yeah, I think I got it here. Did
깔짤로 고골 깔짤 내려요. 깔짤로 깔짤. 깔짤나면 내려.
Gaksha Jelaro.
당기데 너 각바도 두배 제다 그런도.
I'm just going to get exactly how he's translated it. It's after the chapter on negation and affirmation. Oh, it must be the subtle particles.
디간.
Okay.
뭐 subtle particle 간데 too.
Number 17, page 240, 250, page 250.
250. Yeah, no. There's another chapter. Like there's time, and then there's
Positing the 3 times, chapter 8.
yeah, no. Yeah, that. But before that, there's the way.
각바도 두배 간데 어디도.
Gakvandrupa Jello.
각바도 두배 제다 그런.
But it's subtle particles.
subtle particle 간라.
Okay. It's before subtle particles.
subtle particle 간도 기승이 아마 도사라.
Page 241.
탐더디스 디 시제네스물.
Yeah, it's not. It must be how we've done how coarse matter is formed. Good. Katsa dino.
슈그 숨제 죽직.
316.
But 11 300.
Oh, through Chuchig. So Chuchig.
Oh,
Chechen Yesum. Shelter Yesum. Did do Gangla? Yeah, okay, maybe it is the
당기 각배 어디래? 각배 두배 어디다 그럼. 당기 각배다 두배 셈바. 어디 어디다.
It's just after the chapter on negation and establishing. So, yes, where did you find that? How did I miss that? I don't know.
That is
181. No? 189. Yeah, that's it.
어디? 어디요? 어디 did that one?
Oh God, yeah, no, it's right here. Sorry.
그런 데 제거 그래서 men looking penapada in the put.
Yeah, that's right.
Penapada
Had a bit of a man look there, so at least you don't get it. Next time, mansplain it to you and it'll be all good.
다들 뒤에라 아니.
And then time, and then time's quite a big chapter.
time 제 니도 아니 되네 dunda 니버들라 그러나서 딕틱슬로 나야고요래 네 직된 착수돼 직된 착수 나 감가봐 dunda second week 돼 네 직된
The
직된 착수
disintegration of the world, something like that. Into the world. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the second.
313.
Yeah. So time and then the end of the world. Good thing I won't be here.
What did you
Don't want the world to end, miss that page.
Yeah. Don't come to class that week.
No.
The page 189, the 3 classes of ascertainable object, then the chapter on time, and that's what we'll cover in the first week, and then the second week we'll cover how the world ends.
In 6 pages.
In 6 minutes.
6 pages.
6 pages on how the world ends.
Okay, you know, if you 6 page more than you want, and the ngeji 착수들 load.
What's after that? Like some.
Celestial body.
Yeah, okay, you can read that as well.
Yeah, all this that's good.
Just read the whole thing.
Just read it. Re ni ta di wol ma ni nga ga ta the main ko shik do ta ding la ma la yo ma re chine ba.
Okay, but this all this on Tantra, then we're probably not gonna go over that.
And then the main go she main gi nge ji shik do ta zu nge ha go ma re lam.
And this
Main go de she ma shi.
the medicine thing, is there something on medicine in there? Yeah, I guess he's not going to talk about that. He doesn't really understand that either. So we'll avoid that. Oh well.
You can read. Eddie, you no need. You already have here. No need to read. That degree.
What did you want us to do for the next week? To read that or?
Yeah, you read.
Yeah, that was the homework for the next class.
What?
Well, you
All
don't.
of that? Till the next
Till the
class.
next class. Like this is.
Just for one class.
One class read 189.
Two. Yeah.
The next class is like when's that going to be? Next week.
A sword till
Next time.
okay. I thought we were done Monday.
No, see, no. This year, this finish.
Oh, okay.
Chapter finish.
Just three
Keep reading basically the whole thing.
Yeah,
still the
keep
real
read.
thing. Still the real thing.
If you read and you don't understand, and you put in a note and next time bring in the class, I think this is pretty enough for you.
Are you still having class?
Another two.
No.
Who's going to translate?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I will stop here now. You have tea. Do you have tea? Yeah. This finish. This is did class finish first.
So page 31.
So,
Ling Shi Ni De Gan Pa Di San Ye Xing Du Mi Te U A Ki Zhou Nan Dai Xin La Chu Pa Shu Jie Cun La Me Ku Se Rap Tian Jing Nam Ka Chun Le Chu Chu Ge Pa Dan Lo Sang Tian Pe Zhuo Me Sa Sun Gi Zhu Wei Mun Xiao Chak Tu Ne Gyu Ji Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. Due to the merit of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow. And may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created, by paying homage, offering, and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best, by the victorious ones thus born of the 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. May the King of Dharma, Tsongkhapa's way of Dharma practice flourish. May the omens of obstacles be pacified, and all the conducive circumstances be complete. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. You saviour of the snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, it makes extremely clear the path that is unification of emptiness and compassion. To the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. You who uphold the subduous moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who mercifully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, Saviour of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. By relying on the 2 accumulations of myself and others in the 3 times, may the teachings of the conqueror Losang Dragpa blaze for a long time.
Okay. Stop here now. And Anton last day today. 3 years. Isn't it, Anton? 3 years? You've been here 3 years. good things. We have basic program and this Buddhist science and the book at the most covered. And this we did preparation, unknown preparation, and this makes lots connection with the Dharma, making lots merits. Therefore, we need good dedication, and we all said, "Anton, thank you, thank you, not thank you too much, thank you so much." The Vietnamese and Thailand people said, "Thank you too much, thank you so much." Yeah, and then before the believer already told, anytime you come in Nelson, you just no need to stay others place. You come here, Andrew. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, anytime you're welcome. Mm. And maybe you can check how to Buddha's cooking your dal. Yeah, dal lineage. You still live dal lineage live with the Buddha? Okay, that's good. That